Steve Jones, last year Wendel Group merged AlliedBarton with Universal, creating the world's largest security firm. How is that merger proceeding?
It's going really well. We've had a tremendous amount of accomplishments. The senior leadership team is still intact. We've grown our employee base. We've grown organically. We made 5 acquisitions from the time we did the merger last August, and our retention rate, our customer retention rate's up. So, we wanted to create the largest security services provider in the U.S. We did that. We wanted to create a dominant brand, and we accomplished that. Still a ton of opportunities for us to continue to focus on, and the management team's focused on that, but it's going well.
And when do you expect to see the synergies from that merger hit the bottom line?
So we'll be really through the integration by the end of this year. A couple little things to finish up in the first couple months of next year. So most of those should flow through in the 2018 financial statements. So we're very close to being on where the original plan was from the deal.
And you mentioned that's not going to be your last deal. Can you talk about your M&A strategy?
So our M&A strategy, we have this national scale and national footprint that really is second to none. And so for us, every deal is very, very accretive. And so for us, it's about finding the right company that would either get us into a new vertical market or new segment in the security industry, or in an area that geographically that maybe we don't have as much strength as we'd like to have. And it's also looking for new technology opportunities, right? New companies out there, new services. So it is very, very focused. We've got a pretty big pipeline of acquisition opportunities, and we look at them very, very carefully. And I think next year we'll look at hopefully doing at least a couple.
Well, the need for technology continues to grow in the security arena, but you still need people, and the labor market is tightening. How are you negotiating the U.S. labor market?
So the labor market is tight, as you said. I mean, if you look at the low-wage service workers, or kind of entry-level service workers, some economists argue that that's could be under 3%. So we're competing now with competitors for labor that we've never competed with. For instance, the security industry never competed with the fast food industry, but given the fact that minimum wage has risen so sharply, we've got this new competition now for employees. As an organization, look, we've done a lot of strategic things to really combat that, and we're seeing our recruiting numbers and our applicant numbers pick up. For the year so far, year to date, we have made contact and had applications from over 1 million applicants. 1 million applicants. We've interviewed over 550,000 people, literally interviewed, and then hired close over 75,000 people. So the labor market, is a challenge for us. We've more than quadrupled our recruiting staff. We've rolled out some community-based recruiting programs where we're going out in the community and partnering with organizations. And for everyone they refer to us, we're giving them a referral bonus. So we're talking about churches, veterans groups, different community organizations. So it's we are trying new things, and we are really becoming a recruiting machine.
Can you talk about how you're training those recruits? Because there's more of a need now than ever, considering all the terrorist threats out there.
Yeah, absolutely. So, one of the benefits of this merger was we got to combine the training libraries and the training curriculums of both companies. And so today we've got over 300 training programs that are highly specialized programs for every vertical market out there. So whether it's healthcare, higher education, or commercial office buildings, or petrochemical, we have specific training programs for those. Our anti-terrorism training that we do for our security professionals goes across every security professional in the company, and training is becoming more and more important, right? As you know, there's no shortage of threats or incidents here in the U.S., right? And we can in the last several months we've had a whole bunch. The other thing that we're spending a lot of time on besides the active shooter, workplace violence, the threat of terrorism, is now crisis response, right? So in the U.S., we had kind of back-to-back hurricanes, as you know, and that was a great opportunity for us to really showcase our strength. It's also a great opportunity for us to leverage the training programs that we put out in the field.
And you're not using human security officers. You can use robots nowadays. Can you talk about how you're bringing robots and robotics into your services?
Yeah. So technology is really, really important to us, and we feel that this industry is going to continue to evolve, and that evolution really is about providing a higher level of security services through the combination of technology and manpower. And so robots is one of the many technologies that we've been implementing. We were one of the first companies, we partnered with a company called Nightscope, one of the first companies to roll out robots. We've got about a dozen of them across the US. I mean, the benefit of the robot is really to take a large area where these robots have cameras all around them, where we can capture data, and then we use a human being to analyze that data, and then we respond with human beings to whatever incidences that may take place.
So the robot will never ever fully replace the human security guard.
Correct. I mean, the robot can't respond, right? So the robot can provide information and can provide intel information for us that we can then analyze and determine what's the appropriate response. Do we call the police department? Do we send out security? Right? What do we do?
And what about privacy concerns? Because there's cameras everywhere now. There's cameras on the robots. So how do you balance out privacy concerns with the need for security?
So look, it's a delicate balance. I think every company has their own policy. Clearly, as you go into or enter into someone's business, in many cases there'll be notification that you're entering these premises, and the premises are monitored by cameras. It's a delicate balance. But if you look at what's in Europe is further ahead than the U.S. in this regards. And if you've been to London, as you know, there's cameras all over every street, right? And then you look across the U.S. and it's not the same, right? And so I think we're going to eventually get there, right? Because the data and the information that you get to be predictive and to help prevent issues is very powerful.
Can you give me an idea of the size and scope of Allied Universal right now, and what are your expectations for 2018?
So when we merged the companies a year ago in August, the combined companies were $4.5 billion. We'll end this year at a run rate of about $5.3 billion. And our goal is for 2018 to end at a little over $5.5 billion. So it's been significant growth in a pretty short period of time.
Can you talk a little bit about the competitive environment?
It's a very competitive environment. I mean, we've got three large national competitors, and then we've got literally 10,000 what we call regional or small companies out there that compete against us every day in the local markets. We see that as an opportunity, specifically when you talk about M&A, those 10,000 small companies that are out, those regional and mom and pop companies, really provide an opportunity for us to continue to scale the business through M&A, and so we see it as an opportunity.
And how does the Wendel Group help you when it comes to your M&A activity? I mean, how do they support you, not just in terms of finances, but in terms of expertise?
Yeah, so they've been great partners. So obviously we have the financial wherewithal to go out and continue to acquire businesses. But beyond that is they have the ability to bring in additional team members to help us in analyzing a deal and doing due diligence on a deal and determining if it really is a good strategic fit. And so that's really where I think you get the extra level of partnership, right? Extra layer of partnership.
Thanks a lot, Steve. It's been great speaking with you.
Thank you.